Hello and welcome to Temple Update. I'm Becca Hendrickson.
And I'm Raina Stewart. Security is always a major issue in and around Temple's campus. And this semester, the university made some major changes in the way it provides security for students and for students surrounding the community. Rausseo has the story.
20 square blocks around the University North Philadelphia campus, increasing its total coverage area to about 100 square blocks. The new patrol zone is bound by 18th Street to the west, Susquehanna Avenue to the north, 9th Street to the east, and Jefferson Street to the south. Before this extension, Temple Police was not responsible for incidents involving Temple students just beyond campus borders.
Students who live off campus who are under the Temple umbrella shouldn't be protected by the police anymore. They said that you guys can't expect to be protected by the Temple Police the further and further you move out of the range.
The move follows a string of violent attacks on Temple students that occurred last March, just beyond of Temple Police patrol-bound areas. In one of the attacks, an 18-year-old student was hospitalized after she was hit on the face with a brick. One of the main reasons why police decided it was necessary to take action upon the security of Temple's off-campus.
We had a dialogue probably last year talking about, do we need to extend, do we need to? And then, of course, we had the incident in March. And we decided to move up our timeline and say, hey, we need to do more for the students out here. So then we increased our patrols, we added the extension.
For parents to know that there's going to be more police activity back there, it's going to make them feel safer for their kids when they're moving off campus.
That was Rausseo reporting.
You may have noticed that 12th Street is finally open around Anderson and Gladfelter. Well, that's because the new Science Education and Research Center is finally opening. I got a private tour of the building in its final stages of construction. Construction is a pretty regular sight and sound around Temple's main campus. But many people in the Temple community are anxious to see the results of one of the university's long-term projects.
I think maybe even on Monday, computer science will be teaching downstairs on the 3rd floor.
CST is finally opening the doors of the new Science Education and Research Center, several months after the university expected.
I think it's annoying because they were supposed to have it done over the summer, from what I could gather, so that it was open for this semester.
A bit of disappointment that we didn't make it at the start of semester, but like I said, we need to take the bigger view of this. Let's get it right. Let's have the building working properly.
Once completed, the SERC will be one of its kind in Philadelphia, complete with a design sustainable for the environment and a wealth of opportunities for students and researchers alike.
It's a really cool statement about Temple University being like a paragon of progress in the city. So I'd like to see that kind of progress reflected elsewhere in the city.
It's really exciting for me to see Temple participating in this, what I would say is a revolution, as we reinvent our economy.
It's nice that I get to check out the freshest building around and see where my funds are going.
It's my last year here, so it's kind of cool that I get to be the first student to do something on this campus since it is my last year.
More important than the building is the people in it. Let's not get distracted from that.
And as you heard the dean say, the first classes in the SERC will start on Monday, but the grand opening will be during homecoming weekend on October 10th. Some floors will still be under construction until January.
Thousands of people are at risk of identity after a health data breach. A computer was stolen from a Temple University physician's office in late July. The computer contained personal information of patients along with billing codes. The files did not contain financial information or social security numbers. Temple is offering free identity monitoring services to all affected patients for 12 months and is taking steps to increase surveillance. A Temple student is charged with simple assault and reckless endangerment stemming from a reported argument that took place at Welcome Week. Temple Fest turned violent on August 20th after Abdel Aziz Jalil, a member of the group Justice for Palestine, is charged with hitting a Jewish student in the face. The two began a debate over the recent war in the Gaza Strip. Police say Jalil has not been charged with a hate crime because the injured student does not believe his religion was the motive behind the assault. Jalil posted bail and his next hearing is scheduled for October 1st.
The man who attacked a Temple professor is now facing jail time. Take a look at this surveillance footage from the attack last October. Daryl Moon pleaded guilty earlier this month to charges of aggravated assault and robbery. He punched 81-year-old Professor Gopal Verswamy and demanded his wallet at knife point in Gladfelter Hall. Verswamy was hospitalized and suffered bleeding and swelling to the brain. He's recovering and is not scheduled to teach classes this semester. Moon has been sentenced 17 to 35 years in prison. And we're now taking a look at surveillance video from last March of 3 girls who allegedly attacked a Temple student with a brick. A Philadelphia judge ordered 15-year-old Zaria Estes to be tried as an adult. The judge stated that Estes' actions were too malicious for the trial to be sent to family court. She is being charged with aggravated assault, conspiracy, and possession of an instrument of crime. To take a look back at all these stories, head over to our website at templeupdate.com.
A mysterious rash has students itching to know its cause. Update's Karina Chung talked to affected students.
I didn't know if they were mosquito bites, I didn't know what they were, but something was extremely itchy on the back of my leg.
Amanda White is one of hundreds of students who have complained about the mysterious rash. Many believed they got the rash from wooden benches on the southbound side of the Cecil B. Moore subway stop.
Have what they sitting on the benches down by the subway, and people get up and immediately have what they think look like bug bites on them.
SEPTA responded after it received multiple complaints about the issue, but spokesperson Jerry Williams says SEPTA found nothing to link the benches to the rash.
We went to the bench in question, looked to see if there was any type of infestation or anything like that. We didn't see anything, but we did power wash it and we did treat it.
Student Health Services says that this is a case of contact dermatitis, which has similar symptoms to poison ivy. Senior Administrator Mark Denise says it's hard to pinpoint the source of the rash.
Every single don't know at this point. There's very inconsistent presentations and inconsistent histories. You know, it's not as though every single person with it has sat in this same exact place.
SEPTA has replaced their wooden bench with a metal bench, which is a surface where bugs and bacteria cannot survive on.
I'm happy that SEPTA definitely has made some changes and maybe we can get down to the bottom of this.
And SEPTA says although it doesn't think it was part of the problem, they're happy to be part of a solution. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Karina Chung.
After the recent outbreak of Ebola, health services throughout the country are advising universities to adopt anti-Ebola measures. Temple University Health Services says they have taken precautions, including giving out questionnaires asking about some suspicious symptoms.
Ebola is an extremely serious disease with a very high death rate. There's no known cure. So while it's a very minimal risk, you know, it's something we do want to keep an eye on and monitor just in case it did come here because of the serious nature of it.
The Ebola virus spreads through direct contact, and there have been 2 known and treated cases here in the U.S.
Temple School of Medicine researchers have revealed a new target for treating heart failure. The study found that those who suffer from a failing heart have higher levels of neural hormones. The high levels interfere with the heart's ability to contract, and they block the body's natural attempt to repair itself. The work is supported by the American Heart Association and was published in their journal.
Still to come on Temple Update, hungry? You may want to wander over to Morgan Hall to see what's new.
And Update's Karina Chung went overseas this summer. She'll tell you where she went.
Sladek for the Sports Desk. The football team's offense practically lived in the end zone against Delaware State. I'll have the highlights.
Hello, I'm Karina Chung. Temple Update has reporters in London and Tokyo this semester, but I spent a summer in Hong Kong. Take a look at the sights that I got to experience on my summer abroad. Many think study away isn't for them because of finances or planning, but it's possible for everyone. Here are a few misconceptions. The number one misconception is that students won't be able to afford it. Students will pay their regular Temple tuition for the semester abroad and will remain eligible for financial aid. Students can apply for many scholarships that are offered specifically for studying abroad, such as the Gilman. Number two, you won't be able to graduate on time. Typically, students take a full course load, which allows them to stay right on track. Number three, I don't speak a different language. Although there will be a language barrier, there are many locations that don't require a second language. Number four, planning is too complicated. There's assistance every step of the way. Even though there's a lot of planning, start early and it will be a smooth ride. And last but certainly not least, remember, just because Temple may not offer the program in the country you want to visit, does not mean that it's out of reach. Temple offers various external programs that can fit your needs. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Karina. Taking a look at our national stories today, President Obama has laid out his blueprint for taking down the terrorist group ISIS.
Today I ask the world to join in this effort. Those who have joined ISIL should leave the battlefield while they can.
President Obama asked U.S. allies for help in the fight against ISIS at Wednesday's UN meeting. He said the U.S. will continue to use force while working with a broad coalition to dismantle ISIS. The U.S. and several Arab nations conducted airstrikes aimed at ISIS in Syria earlier this week. And Temple Update continues to give you coverage of the governor's race here in Pennsylvania. Governor Tom Corbett and challenger Tom Wolf had their first of 3 debates leading up to Decision Day. Main talking points included taxes, state government spending, and education. Voters will get to choose their next governor on November 4th. And finally, a new law in Philadelphia is raising the price of cigarettes to help fund the city's schools. Governor Corbett signed a bill that adds a $2 tax on a pack of cigarettes. The tax hike is expected to provide about $55 million to the Philly School District, and you can expect to see that price difference next week.
Say goodbye to Starbucks, Zade's, and other Morgan Hall dining options. After only being open a year, Morgan Hall has a new selection of flavorful foods. Updates Kathy Nguyen took some time to dine.
The changes to Morgan Hall include adding a convenience store and bistro, which is located on the first floor. The second floor is now an all-you-can-eat buffet, which contains many choices including tacos, pizza, salads, and more to choose from. Sodexo Unit Marketing Coordinator Nathan Quinn helped with those changes and explained why he made those decisions.
We really heard that a lot of students were asking for a cafeteria-style dining hall up on the south end of campus. We've got J&H on the north end of campus, so we really wanted to kind of match it down here.
Most of the students we talked to were happy with the changes in the dining hall.
I like the new dining here at Morgan. Everyone's super friendly, and I like the option of the all-you-can-eat because a lot of my friends like to eat a lot, so it's really helpful for them.
When I came back this semester, I really liked the new dining area here, the all-you-can-eat buffet. It gives me a lot of options every day.
Some students like it, some students dislike it, but there are many food choices to choose from, and Temple is still expanding.
Wherever you want to go, you want to hang out and study and get all you care to eat, no matter where you live.
For more about Morgan Hall dining changes and the reason why, go to news.temple.edu. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Kathy Nguyen.
While food changes are everywhere on campus, including on Leocourse Walk, students no longer have to venture too far to get an authentic taste of Philadelphia. The Philly Pretzel Factory franchise opened Tuesday afternoon right on Leocourse Walk. Highlights on the menu include the Philly classics such as pretzel twists, mini pretzels, and of course, the crowd pleaser.
If the tasty treats didn't satisfy your hunger, you can always turn to Northeast Philly. As Center City Restaurant Week comes to a close, Manayunk is kicking off their own restaurant week with Manayunk Street Food Festival. Along with food, drinks, festival goers are expected to live music, a beer garden, and on-site yoga classes taught by Lululemon.
Let everybody know that we're here. We have excellent food, excellent drinks, excellent service, and a great vibe that we really want everybody to come out and enjoy.
Beast and Ale, there will be over 40 food trucks at the Street Food Fest.
TUTV's very own Crossroads brought home a Mid-Atlantic Emmy in the Public Affairs and Community Service category. Students Lucas Proctor and Anthony Liberto, along with Professor Francesca Viola, produced a segment on the heroin epidemic in the Kensington section of Philadelphia. Crossroads is the local news and magazine show right here on TUTV.
Coming up, the Diamond Band has been ranked #1. We'll tell you what for.
And Sarah Veronis will have your 5-day forecast. She'll tell you how the weather will be for the last Phillies game of the year. We'll be right back. Season isn't enough to bring you to the link on Saturdays. Maybe the ranked Diamond Marching Band will be. Temple topped USA Today's ranking for the best college marching band. Covers with their performance of 5 Seconds of Summer's She's So Perfect. Other bands on the list include Boston College and the University of Michigan. You can check out the Diamond Band's next performance at the homecoming football game on October 11th. And Raina, I think I saw Tommy Sladek over at the sports desk rocking out to that song.
Yes, Tommy, tell us what's going on in sports.
Becca, it's really hard not to dance when those guys are playing. Hello and welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Tommy Sladek. Fall sports are in full swing, and this past weekend was jam-packed with events. Volleyball had a stellar performance in the Big Five tournament, but first, the football team hosted Delaware State at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philadelphia. The Owls hosted the Delaware State Hornets on what turned out to be a wild and exciting afternoon. In the first half, it's the special teams getting it done, as Samuel Benjamin goes sky high and blocks the kick. Artrell Foster picks up the ball and runs it into the end zone for a touchdown. Next drive now, it's Kenny Harper who bulldozes in for the score. Owls up 14-zip. Still the first quarter here, the Hornets get the punt off. It's a miracle, but Khalif Urban says no way, takes it up the sideline all the way in for an 84-yard return. The lead is now 28-0. P.J. Walker hands off the ball to Jamie Gilmore, who casually jogs in for 6. And finally, to top off the scoring fiasco, Walker hits Jalen Fitzpatrick downfield for a 31-yard TD catch. Temple goes on to annihilate Delaware State 59-0. Now, the Owls offense sure got it done, scoring 59 points. But how about Tyler Matakevich and the Owls defense? 0 points through 4 quarters of play. The Sports Desk Kylie Winkler breaks down their success.
Victory cheers weren't too common at the Link last year for the Temple football team. But the crowd is pumped up along with the team, as the Owls have already matched last year's win count.
I was really proud of our teams. I thought for the first time in a long time we played to our standard of football and didn't rise or lower our level of expectation.
A lot of the credit for this win can be given to the Owls defense, who already have 2 shutouts this year in just 3 games.
We're emphasizing creating turnovers. That's been the biggest emphasis through camp and through the season.
It's just the process, just turnovers, doing your job, hustling the ball, and we're starting to get everyone really to buy in, and it's just clearly showing out there.
This is a big improvement from last year when Temple let up 358 total points and averaged 30 per game. That's versus a total 38 points in 3 games this year.
Being in the defense for a whole year really helped everybody. Last year we really didn't know what we were doing, I'd say.
Everyone really just grew up and just really bought into the process and just really spending hours. Supposed to be down there, just going down this defense the best that they can so we could be as well prepared as we possibly can.
The defense and the entire Temple football team are hard at work getting ready for Saturday's conference opener at UConn. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Kylie Winkler.
Now on Sunday, the men's soccer team hosted the Penn Quakers out in the burbs at the Ambler Sports Complex. In the first half, it was all Temple. Miguel Polly bends one here, but it's Penn goalie Max Polkenhorn who makes an unbelievable save. Minutes later, it's Jared Martinelli who gets around and drills one just wide. And then second half now, Quaker Forrest Clancy wraps this one around Dan Scheck. Penn leads 1-0. And minutes later, Scheck, oh boy, is called out of the goal and Penn drills one in to seal the deal. Temple loses this one 3-0. Now the football team will be traveling to UConn to traveling to New England to take on the UConn Huskies. Be sure to follow us at TU_SportsDesk for the weekend's game updates. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Tommy. Definitely looking forward to that game. Still to come on Temple Update, the leaves are changing and it's getting a little cooler out. Fall is definitely here.
Don't go anywhere. Sarah Veronis will have your 5-day forecast coming up.
Students and local residents packed into Paley Library Lecture Hall for a panel discussion on the concert of the legendary jazz musician at Temple nearly 5 decades ago. John Coltrane performed in 1966 at Mitten Hall for a performance in which the recording has now been released. A panel discussion was held to discuss the performance, moderated by J. Michael Harrison of radio station WRTI-FM. The station, run by Temple students at the time of the concert, recorded that concert.
Temple University, I think it's significant.
And guests at the panel also had the option to buy the CDs of that original recording. Now, Raina, definitely feeling like fall now. If it weren't for the wet weather, it'd be the temperatures are getting cooler.
Yeah, I'm really one that loves the cooler temperatures, so it's not a problem for me.
Well, we'll have to see if that sticks around. Let's go over now to Sarah Veronis in the Weather Center. She's got your 5-day forecast. Sarah, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Becca. Well, it's officially fall and definitely feels like it on this rainy and windy morning. However, summer-like conditions will be making a comeback this weekend. Currently, it's wet, dreary, and a bit breezy at 61 degrees. Sally, the sorority girl, is sporting her rain jacket, and Frank, the frat boy, is holding her umbrella as they walk to class. Look out for showers throughout the morning and into the early evening with a high of 63 degrees. Taking a look ahead at your 5-day forecast, expect lots of sunshine and great weather for outdoor activities. Clouds will begin to clear for Friday and temperatures warm up to 77 degrees. Expect a low of 58 degrees in the evening. The sun and warm weather come back Saturday with a high of 81 degrees. It will be a beautiful day to get outside and a pleasant fall evening at 58 degrees. Another gorgeous day for Sunday as temperatures increase to 82 degrees. Great weather to cheer on the Phillies in the afternoon. Sunday evening cools off a bit with a low of 60 degrees. Rounding out the 5-day forecast, Monday is another summer-like day. Expect partly cloudy skies and a high of 80 degrees. For the latest weather updates, be sure to follow us on Twitter at @TU_WeatherWatch. From the Weather Center, I'm Sarah Veronis. Back to you.
And that's all the time we have today for Temple Update. For all the latest, log on to our website at templeupdate.com.
Don't forget to follow us and like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
And as always, you can watch us 24/7 on templetv.net and Comcast Channel 50 and Verizon Fios Channel 45. For Raina, Stewart, and the rest of the Update team, I'm Hendrickson.
We'll see you next time.